Welcome back, everyone, for a time like this. I'm Ashley, and I'm your host. So today, Natalie's not with me. We couldn't get our schedules together this week. She had a sick kid, and she had family coming in, and so we weren't able to get together. But I still had something I was wanting to share, wanting to talk about. First of all, I'm not an authority figure in anyone's life. I cannot tell you what you should do, how you should do it, anything like that. But I just wanted to share my experience and just kind of talk about something because someone had shared their experience in the past and it really helped me. So I want to help other people. So the topic for today is fasting. And it's not one of those things that anybody enjoys doing. It's one of those disciplines that is not that fun. But I know most people are very common with you fast food, like 24 hours of no food, or however your church or your pastor tells you how to do it. But I think that's a very common way that a lot of people fast. I'll just tell you some of my experience with fasting. The first fast that I remember doing as an adult, like once I come back to the church, it's so crazy. It's so silly. Like just even thinking about it now, I get tickled thinking about it. But at the time, I was like, this is what I need to do. So when I first got back into church, I was 23 or 24, but I was really wanting the Holy Ghost. And I was doing my regular fasting, just fasting food or something, but I wanted to do something a little bit more. But I didn't want to do like an extended, like 5 or 6 days or have a long fast from food, because I was really wanting the Holy Ghost. But I was like, Lord, I want to do something that's longer, that's really going to get me, that makes me think. And so I gave up plucking my eyebrows, like doing anything to my eyebrows. And that sounds crazy to a lot of people. It sounds silly. I have really thick, wild eyebrows. Like, I have a brother, and mine and his eyebrows are exactly the same if I don't do anything to them. But at the time, I thought, Lord, I just want to do something that's going to remind me every morning. So first thing in the morning, every morning, I'll wake up, I wash my face, I brush my teeth. I'm like, I want something to remind me that I do not have the Holy Ghost, and I need to pray about this. Like, this is something that needs to be in my daily, habits. Like, every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, my eyebrows look awful. I need to start praying. It's just like a constant little reminder about that. And I did that until I received the Holy Ghost. And I don't even remember now how long I went without doing them, like maybe a month. And it was just something to like remind me every morning to look in the mirror. And I'm like, you know what? You got to keep praying about this. You got to keep focused on, So that was one of the first fasts I did as an adult. And then my sister and I, one time, we did a Daniel's fast. I don't know if anybody's really familiar with that. And it's been several years ago that I even did it, so I don't even know all the things that go with it. But you do give up meat. And she and I did it for maybe 7 days. And now I cannot remember the reason that we did that fast, but we did do it together. And we did it just as accountability. She's like, hey, I got some things going on that I really want the Lord to work on for me. And I don't remember if maybe I shared stuff that was going on, but we were talking and we're like, you know what, let's do this together. And so we did that fast. And then the thing that got me on this topic was Brother Holmes is big about this. They do a 52-day fast. And I've never actually heard about it before. This lady on maybe Facebook or something, maybe a blog, I don't remember. I'm thinking it was maybe Instagram. She shared her story, her fast, and so she was wanting a house, and her husband were wanting to purchase a house, and she had a very particular house in mind that she was wanting, like not the exact house, but a similar thing that she was wanting. And she said that her and her husband decided to do a 52-day pop fast. So for 52 days, they were going to do without pop and prayers for getting a home. And she says that something come up, like a house come up, that was okay, but it wasn't exactly what she wanted. And so she says she just kept on praying. She went back and she was just praying. And in the end, God moved in such a way that she was able to get the house that she wanted, And at that time when I was reading this, I was going through, my husband and I was really going through something. And I got to the point, and I'm just saying this as encouraging. I got to the point where I was so tired of praying about the same thing. I was so tired of, like, I was just like, I know the Lord can do it. It's just not working out the way I'm wanting to work out. And I just got to the point where, like, I don't know what else to do. And when I read that, I thought, Lord, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give up. And I started that exact day. I'm going to go 52 days without pop. And the 52-day fast, people do get all kinds of different things, but she just said pop, and I absolutely love pop. So that was one of those things I was like, you know what, that's something I can do. And I started that day, and I did a 52-day pop fast because I felt like I was at the end of my rope. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. And when I started that, I'm just like, Lord, I'm giving this to you, and for 52 days, I'm going to give this up. And God worked things out for me in that situation. And it really helped my mind. It helped me to try to like focus on something else, because I feel like that was all I was focusing on, was that issue that was going on. And this kind of like, I set it aside and was like, for 52 days, I can't worry about it. I'm not doing anything. I'm just giving it to the Lord. And he worked things out. And I've done that fast 2 or 3 times since then. Like, I've just like, when I get to the point where I'm like, you know what, there's nothing else I can do about it. Lord, this is what I'm going to give up. And I'm just asking you to move on it in this time frame. And it's just something like as an encouragement, like maybe if you're going through something and you feel like you're at your wit's end, you don't know what else to do, you don't know how else to go about it, just give it to the Lord. And for 52 days, say, Lord, I'm going to give up this, and whatever it may be. I think some people give up pop. Maybe you can give up social media. Maybe you can give up caffeine in general. You can give up sweets, just whatever it is. And don't do it as like a diet. I'm just saying a lot of food things, but do it as like, Lord, I'm giving this up for you. And let the Lord work on it for 52 days while you give up. And you just, sometimes it just kind of resets your mind that you're not focused on the issue. You can kind of be like, okay, I'm just setting this aside, giving this to you. And then I also want to talk about a more recent fast that I did. My husband and I were praying about a situation, and we decided we was going to do just a 7-day caffeine-free or no caffeine fast. And this is just like to say, like, sometimes when you're fasting, kind of be thinking about what you're fasting about, because I feel like during that 7 days, I was more focused on not having caffeine and the effects of no caffeine was having on me than I was about the prayer that we had before the Lord. And I'm not saying like, don't do hard things, don't, give up something hard. But I'm just saying, like, when you're doing fast, you make sure you're doing it for the Lord, and you're like focusing your energy and prayers on the petition you have before the Lord. And I'm like, I feel like I almost need to redo that fast, because I was so focused on the no caffeine, the headaches, and all this stuff. And I'm like, I really should have been focused more on praying about it than complaining about it. But I was reading a book. It's called Teach Us to Fast and Pray. And in her book, she's talking about, taking your fast very seriously. You don't just, it's something between you and the Lord. So if you're going to pray about something, or you have an extended fast that you're working on, that's really something that it's between you and God. And so make sure you're taking it very serious when you're doing it. And it's a book. I haven't finished it. I'm halfway through, but it's a really good book to kind of like focusing on prayer and fasting. And that's a very important aspects of our relationship with God. And I know everybody may do it differently, and maybe your pastor or whoever in your life says like, that's not how I want to do it, or whatever they choose, that's up to you. I just wanted to share my experience and how God has worked out so many things. And a lot of times, even if the situation's not worked out, it kind of helps your mindset sometimes. So even if you're going through something, you're like, Lord, I've prayed about it, and I've prayed about it, and I'm getting frustrated by praying about it. Because I'll be honest, I'll be transparent with you. Sometimes you pray about the same thing over and over and over, and you become frustrated, and you get tired, and it's like, the Lord doesn't owe us anything. We're just asking this. And so sometimes we just need to take a mental break from it and regain perspectives of what's going on in our life and things of that nature. But I just wanted to share that today. I know it's a quick, short podcast. Without Natalie here, things don't go as long. She and I tend to get on to chat in, and we can really go on for a while. But I just wanted to share that. I felt like that was something that maybe can help encourage someone, or just kind of get you thinking about fasting. Or even, I can even leave a link to the book, Teach Us to Fast and Pray, is what I believe is the title. But it's just a good book to kind of focus on fasting and prayer. And that's all I have time for this week, and I will see you next time. Bye.